Welcome to lesson number 2. Today we're going to be learning about how to have winning beliefs. Now, before we jump right into the lesson, I want to tell you a little bit how this quest is organized. You will find 14 lessons, and they're organized in 4 pillars. The 4 pillars stand for the acronym G.O.A.T. You know how in sports G.O.A.T means the greatest of all times? Or in this quest, the G stands for golden mindset. The O is outstanding confidence. The A is authentic motivation, and the T is true grit. That is what you will take out from this quest if you complete it. And speaking of which, if you complete this quest and you go all the way till lesson 14, I have a surprise waiting for you there. And this surprise is about, it will make sense. The entire quest will be elevated. It will make more sense to you, and you will have a daily protocol to use everything you've learned in this quest within a few minutes. So keep going till the end. Okay, and now we're ready to jump in to our lesson for today. And you know how oftentimes we feel like we are defined by our current reality. So we feel that we're defined by how our finances look like, how our relationships look like, the problems we're facing, the obstacles we're facing. And let me tell you something. When you build a winning mindset, there is no external circumstance that can limit you. Let me prove it to you. I want to share with you the story of a young boy with a big dream. This young boy dreamed about playing football ever since he was a little child. And, he kept going and playing, and every single day he would spend the day with the ball. And one day his parents looked at him and thought, he's getting pretty good. Why don't we take him for a tryout? And so they take him to one of the big clubs. And, in these clubs, they have the people who are looking at the kids and deciding which kid they're going to sign for their club. And so the guys who are looking at him say, he is good. But what's wrong with him? Something is not right. Why is he so small? Why is he so short? And so they take him to get checked by the doctors. The doctors check him. And yes, in essence, he had a problem. And it was not a small problem. It was a growth hormone deficiency problem, which in essence meant his body refused to grow. And so the men who are deciding which kid they're going to sign for the club and which they're going to let go, they look at him and say, we're not signing a contract with a broken kid. Have you ever felt broken before? Have you ever felt, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not fast enough, I'm not talented enough, I'm not enough? Have you ever felt this way? Well, this kid, he was born with a broken body, but not with a broken mindset. And he thought to himself, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep believing in my dream. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this come true. And if that means that every single day of my life, I have to stick a needle into my leg to push medicine into my body to see if my body will accept and will start to grow, I will do exactly that. And so he kept going and he kept believing. And this kid, who in his home country was nicknamed La Pulga, which in Spanish means the flea, because of how tiny he was, he became the biggest player of all times. Because this is the true story of Lionel Messi, the guy who just created history in football, the guy who was named 7 times best player in the world in 3 different decades, which says a lot about him. The guy who just won a World Cup for his country at age 35 after trying for 16 years. And the reason I admire this guy so much, the reason I admire him so much, is not because of how well he plays football. Yes, he is extraordinary. But the reason I admire him so much is because he could turn a problem into an opportunity. And when he was asked, did you ever dream about this? He said, I have been dreaming about this for my entire life. And he also said, if you use your mindset, if you know how to use your mind, you can turn a problem into an opportunity, and that can radically change your life. And maybe you're listening to this story and you go, well, Florencia, cool, but I'm no Lionel Messi. Just in case you have not noticed, I'm not an athlete. The most athletic thing I've done this year is pay for a gym membership, which I don't even use. But listen, winning is not just for athletes. Winning is about making your next big dream happen no matter what. We do have something in common with athletes. the distance between an elite athlete and a trophy is the same distance between you and your next big dream. It's this distance. It's the distance between your ears. It's in your mindset. And I know that there's many things we cannot change. We cannot change our circumstances. We cannot change the weather. We cannot change the winds, but we can change ourselves. How do we change ourselves? By changing our mindset. How do we change our mindset? By letting go of all of those beliefs that no longer serve us and installing winning beliefs. So you might be wondering, what exactly do you mean by winning beliefs? Let's see what a winning mindset looks like. Better else, let's see what a winning mindset does not look like. So if you never want to have a winning mindset, I recommend that you do the following. First off, blame your circumstances. So blame your country, blame your family, blame your past. Second, convince yourself that there will always come a better time to do that which you want to do. There will always be a better circumstance, a better time. Just don't do it now, okay? Number 3 is imagine that everything could go wrong. So potentially in your head, play all the scenes of the problems and the obstacles coming in. If you don't want to have a winning mindset, also, you know what you got to do? You got to overthink everything. You got to take 0 risks. And if you fail once, please take it as proof that you will never make it. Let's continue with what a winning mindset does not look like. If you don't want to have a winning mindset, what you got to do is you got to take advice from people who are very frustrated and follow their advice. You got to spend a lot of time with people who are either hypercritical or very negative. Just make sure you stick around those people because they're going to really smash your mindset. One more. If you don't want to have a winning mindset, make sure you read a ton of books, you make a lot of quests in Mind Valley, and then do nothing about them. Nothing. And one last thing. If you never want to have a winning mindset, make sure you break all the promises that you make to yourself. That doesn't sound like something you would like, right? And I get it. I get it. You see, a winning mindset can help you overcome any obstacle you might be facing right now. And this is not something that Lionel Messi is the only one who is doing it. And the reason I say this is not so much because I studied about this. The reason I'm saying this is because I live by this paradigm. You know, everything I have achieved in my life was from building it from the inside out. I did not have easy circumstances. I built my first business in Latin America in one of the worst economies in the world. In a way, it's like building a sand castle right next to the ocean. You never know when you're going to get wiped out. Most businesses fail. I built it with my mother. We were just a mother and a daughter with no business education, with no initial funding. We had no idea about branding, marketing whatsoever. But we had a strong mindset. We worked on believing that we would be able to do it. We kept repeating to ourselves, we will do whatever it takes to make this dream come true. And believe it or not, that mother-daughter duo with no experience in the publishing world or in the business world, in one of the toughest economies in the world, we sold 500,000 books and growing. We sold out many arenas for our live events. We have a very solid coaching business. So I am very passionate about this. You can create your own reality if you change your mind. And you see, a lot of people are not taking advantage of this. They don't use it. Why? Because they're so focused on their current reality that they have no time and no energy to imagine what their future could be. If you want a new reality for your life, you need to start talking and writing and thinking about that new reality. You need to start focusing on that. And today I want to share with you an exercise that is very powerful, one of my favorites to create a new reality in your life. I call this exercise the Medi-Walk. To me, it's a mixture between meditation and walking, meditation and medication. To me, it has, meditative benefits and also medical benefits. And it is the one exercise that has brought to me the most amazing business ideas. What is a medi-walk? Once a week, I take myself on a walk. Before I go on the walk, I ask myself a powerful question, and then as I walk, I let the ideas and the answers come to me. So I want to invite you to do your first medi-walk, and I want you to reflect on 2 powerful questions. Question number 1 is, what would an amazing life look like to you? Question number 2 is, what new sets of beliefs could I adopt that would be in line, that would be in tune with that new reality I want to create? So for example, for me, one of my favorite winning beliefs is, I will do whatever it takes to make my dream happen. Go and take yourself for a walk and discover what is your winning belief. And I will wait for you in our next lesson. You might be shocked by what you will discover. We will make your next dream bigger, and I will give you tools to make it faster. So mark this lesson as complete, and I'll see you in the next one.